you want to grow your money, but you're not ready to leave your job? You want to invest in real estate, but you're not sure how to start? Do you think investing is too hard, it takes too much time, or requires a ton of cash? There are many strategies. Some require more capital, and some require more time. But I know it gets confusing. With so much information outside, so many courses, so many gurus, how do you even know what to do? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can start investing even with a 9-to-5 job. And you don't even need to quit, spend hours researching, or have a pile of cash to get started. You are actually in the best place to start investing. You virtually have no risk since you have money coming in every month. We will give you different solutions and different strategies so you can start investing without any stress or confusion. In fact, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap about how to invest in real estate, build wealth, and keep your job. So let's dive in.
So step one, before you even think about investing, you need to know where your money is going. Here's the truth. If you don't control your money will control you. Start by tracking at least 30 days of your expenses. You can use apps like Copilot, YNAB, that's Y-N-A-B, or Mint, or just a simple spreadsheet with everything listed on there. You can find a free trial of Copilot, which is an app that I use, in my link below. So once you know where your money is going, look for areas that you can cut back in. Maybe it's eating out less, canceling unused subscriptions, or finding just a cheaper gym. The goal here is just to free some cash, because every dollar you save, that's a dollar that you can use in your investing. Now you might be thinking, I have money, but what is next? How do I start investing? So don't worry, we'll talk about that soon. But first, let me tell you about something really important that you have to know. To start investing, you need to know where do you stand, how much money you have, how your taxes look like, how's your credit score, what are your options. A lot of people say, hey, I want to buy a house, but not until next year. And while it's totally fine to wait, buying a house actually takes some preparation. So if you plan to buy a property at some point in your life, it will be a good idea to sit down with the lender and have them qualify you for a brand new loan. In some occasions, there's some issues that you run into, but they can be fixed. Some of them will be easy, some of them will be hard, some of them will take longer to get done. And that is the reason why it's vital to know where do you stand today. But of course, even if you're in a bad situation like a low credit score, no taxes, there's always a way to invest in real estate. We will be talking about that and how you can use some of these strategies towards the end of this video.
Buying properties the conventional way. For me, this is the easiest way for someone to start. You might think that to buy real estate, you're gonna require a lot of cash, but that's not actually always the case. And I'm going to explain a few ways on how you can get started, and we are going to go through the worst case scenario to like the best of the best. So hear me out. The traditional way is getting an investment home, buying it, putting 20% down, and renting it out. One of the biggest issues with this strategy is that it does not work anymore in major cities. The high price of the houses and the high interest rates make it almost impossible to cash flow. So you'll ask me, what about multifamily? And I will tell you that buying a multifamily property is a really good option, since you are going to have other units that you could rent out, and you could actually make some money or cash flow if you buy a multi-unit property. But again, this will work in most cities, but some of the major cities, even if you have a multi-unit property, I'm talking about 4 units and less, or 4 units, you will still have issues cash flowing. Right now, we're here in the city of Las Vegas, and back in the day, it used to be that fourplexes were very affordable. You could get one for $350,000, $400,000, which left around $1,000 to $1,500 of profit in your pocket. Now, those same properties cost about $600,000 to $700,000. So if you check out and see how much you have to pay as a mortgage compared to what the rents are leaving you, you're not really cash flowing anymore, or you're actually breaking even when you put all the expenses in. So we know that an investment property, you need about 20% down to purchase the property with a loan. We don't all have that kind of money, but there's a hack that you're able to apply to solve this problem. The best way to buy this type of property will be with an FHA loan or a conventional owner-occupied loan. This will help you buy that property with 3.5% down or in some cases 5% down. Now, with their options between buying a single family home this way or a multi-family home like up to 4 units, I would say buying the multi-unit property is better, because with this strategy you could live in one of the units and rent out the other ones, generating rent money while also buying the place. But if you're in a market where those multi-unit properties are just way too expensive and you just cannot afford one, even with 3.5% down with 5%, you could also get just a single family home and apply something like rent by the room, like pad split, and it could also be a good investment that way. The idea here is to use the space of the house and to be able to rent as many rooms as possible and generate some cash flow out of it. Just do keep in mind that if you are going to use this strategy, the 3.5% down or 5% down, you will have to live at the house for at least 1 to 2 years, because that is one of the requirements of that loan. This way you are acquiring a property with the least amount of money possible, and you could also combine it with other strategies, right? You could do co-living, you could do Airbnb in the places where you can still do it and it's not too regulated, to actually increase the amount of money you could profit from that property. Now, if you have bad credit or have issues with your taxes, these next strategies will show you how to still invest even with those issues. Also, if you hate paperwork, these next strategies will make it easier since you don't have to qualify for a loan.
Now let's talk about a game changer for anyone that thinks that cannot get into real estate investing with low credit, maybe no credit, or lack of tax history. Creative Finance is the secret sauce that allows you to invest in real estate with any of the above or traditional loan. Here are the 3 powerful strategies that we use the most. Subject to, this is the strategy we use the most, and this is where we take over the existing loan of that property and we make payments on their behalf. The property transfers title to the new owner, but the loan remains in place. You control the property and collect the cash flow. It's a win-win scenario. The seller usually is in a bad situation, and he or she gets to get out of that situation, and you can get in without any new bank loans or needing a bank. Second strategy, seller financing. Instead of getting a loan from a bank, the seller is your bank. Obviously, you agree on terms, you agree on payments, and you make those payments directly to the seller, so you avoid strict requirements of traditional lenders. Strategy number 3, partnering up or doing a joint venture, JV. If you don't have the time but you want to get into the real estate investing world, you can partner up with someone else who can manage the property and you can fund the deal. You can bring the money into the deal. Obviously, you agree on terms with your partner, split the profits however you guys agree to, and you also pick the exit strategy, the way of when you or him or her are gonna get out of this deal.
There are many ways to invest in real estate, but first you have to make sure you are ready to invest. So like we said, the first step is to budget, to make sure you have enough money to invest. Having money will always open more doors, and of course it doesn't necessarily have to be your money, but having money is key to start off the right way. The second step is to know how your current situation is. Do you have good credit, bad credit? How about your taxes? Have you done them? Do they show income? Do they not show income? That's part of your current situation, and it's something you have to know which strategies are open to you. Knowing this will let you know what your next steps are going to be. Are you going to be able to buy with a traditional loan, or do you need creative financing? Now, I know we gave you some information, and honestly, we give you all the information that we have. The video is going to be hours long, and we don't want to do that to you. So if you need more information about these strategies, you need more step-by-step information, a guide, we go more in depth in our newsletter. So find the link below in the description and join us to learn more about real estate investing. Peace out.